Who would have thought we're coming away for one night? And that's the only thing when you're sort of making videos, you need to bring a lot of kit. Okay, so we've travelled up the A30 and we are going to be heading to the inaugural Bristol Running Show tomorrow. It's actually a friend of ours from Cornwall that's helping organise it. So we thought we'd come up, bring the cameras along, have a look around the show. There's lots going on. Talk to some exhibitors, talk to some visitors, and we're going to be hosting a couple of the Fireside Chats. It's been a pretty long day today. We had a busy day in the studio getting a video ready before we travelled up, and we had a sort of 4-hour drive up from Cornwall. So we'll see you guys in the morning. So we have arrived at the stunning Ashton Court. What an incredible location for a running event. There is lots of stuff going on today. So we've got the Ashton Court Park Run just about to start. We've got exhibitors, we've got motivational speakers, and there's some guided runs around these gorgeous grounds. So the show is about to start in 10 minutes. Let's get inside and see what's going on. Okay, we've had a good look in the show. Looks amazing inside. Lots of exhibitors, talking to lots of people. I've got some caffeine at last, but it's just coming up to 10 o'clock, so I've got to get inside because we are hosting the first 2 Fireside Chats. So a couple of really interesting people to talk to. We're going to film a bit of the interview, so let's get inside, see how we get on. The Fireside Chats went really well, and it was great to talk to and find out more about 2 really interesting guests. The first one being Dan Summers, a very talented runner, a mountain leader and a qualified INWA Nordic walking instructor. And it was actually the use of running poles that was the theme of our chat. Dan gave us his pearls of wisdom, and it was great to get the audience involved as he handed out some running poles for them to try out. It was good to finally catch up with Dan after having a few chats with him on social media, and I definitely picked up a few handy tips when it comes to the use of poles. Next up on our chats was the lovely Ellen from Bristol, a local remedial and sports massage therapist. Was a little bit nervous before we started, but once she got chatting, she was great and full of wonderful knowledge, and I think the audience took a lot away from her talk. It was great to be involved in the first Fireside Chats. A big thanks to the 2 wonderful guests and to all of you that came along to listen. So we're just having a quick look around the main... Oh, look who it is! Oh, hello. Hello. Who are you? Where are you from? The last time I was with this man, we were sleeping on the outlift of a chairlift on a nice bit of soft carpet, weren't we?
I don't remember it being soft carpet.
No, it wasn't actually, it was quite hard.
Yeah.
It felt soft because I was knackered.
But yeah, we didn't care that it wasn't soft.
It could have been a better nails and we would have slept. How's things going, mate? You alright?
Very well, yeah. We're basically here doing kind of the same as you, except we're going to do a bit of a live stream from here at some point.
Okay, nice.
But I'm also taking a few photos. And,
oh, no, look, shiny, show the viewers your shiny new camera. Up in his game. Up in his game. Yeah, so
Get
live
off.
streaming. Yeah, you keep hold of that.
Yeah, we're doing a bit, so about, I don't know, a couple of hours time we'll do a live stream just showing people around the exhibitors that are here.
You're fully recovered from your hectic races?
I'm fully recovered and overly recovered now because I've been eating cake and lying on my arse for 4 weeks.
That's alright,
since the last run.
You're allowed to do that after such, hectic back-to-back.
We must do it again.
Yeah, and you're going to be at the Arc?
Well, we'll be at the Arc, of course we'll be at the Arc, yeah.
You do a great job of capturing all the excitement.
It'll be fun, it'll be fun.
We'll see you there.
See you there.
Take care. Okay, so we're just walking into the main exhibitors room and we have been joined by Tracy.
Hi.
Tracy is having a very busy day, but we managed to find a couple of minutes to have a chat because she's one of the organisers of the event. She's down in Hale in Cornwall, where I live, so we thought we'd pop up to the show, but how's everything going?
Really well, thank you. Yeah, really, really good.
Obviously, first time the show's been on.
Yes.
Is it the first time you've organised a running show?
No.
No? Oh, of course you did the Cornwall
Running show.
Experience.
That's where the seed was planted for this show.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Aberchel from Ultra Running Well magazine came to Cornwall Running Show.
Right.
And then called me the next day and said, let's do this in Bristol.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. And obviously you found this amazing venue.
Amazing.
Wicked venue. Yeah, Ashton Court, lots of little rooms to fill up with exhibitors, and obviously we've had Fireside Chats. Have been going pretty good?
Really good. Thank you, Lloyd, as one of the hosts.
No, it's great.
We've got speaking events. We've had yoga and we've had meditation and guided runs
going on. And there was a park run that started this morning just outside the show, which is pretty handy. So a park run heading off at 9 o'clock just outside a running show is always going to be a good catchment. But plans to do the same next year?
I think Aberchel is talking about doing this again next year. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think, like I say, you've got great. Obviously, you've got podcasts going on.
No, 2 podcasts. We have Trevor Lee and we've got Samuel Hills.
Yeah, and we had a chat with Stephen Cousins earlier. He's doing some live streaming.
He was doing live streaming, bit of video in.
Some really good exhibitors. We're just chatting to the guys from MoveWell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
We bought Peanut.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's just nice to see someone making products like that out of sustainable product
really
rather than plastic and God knows what. But yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for having us on.
That's right. Thank you, Lloyd.
And I'll let you get on with your hectic schedule.
Thank you very much.
You'll sleep well tonight.
I will.
Cheers, Tracy.
Cheers.
So we're having a look around the Bristol Running Show, and we're having a look around some of the brands that we haven't come across before. We bumped into Henry from MoveWell, and he's just going to go through some of the pretty interesting looking products that they produce. How you doing, Henry?
Very well,
That's a good show.
Brilliant show, thank you. Really good. So yeah, thank you for the introduction.
No problem.
We make sustainable movement products, so everything we make, we try to make as sustainable as possible. Things that help you to move. So for our runners, we've got some self-massage products like a roller. Instead of being a foam roller, we've got Cork FSC certified in Portugal. We've also got our Peanut, which is another massage tool.
Swear by these.
Yeah, these are going down really well today. So
I've never seen one made out of pork.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So these are great for massaging your neck, upper back, but also work really well on the plantar fascia and calves and things as well. So fantastic products. We also make some bands, some activation bands or exercise bands, which are made from recycled plastic bottles with natural rubber interlaced into it. So these are Ecotex certified, which is like a high environmental, like a textile certification. So yeah, we're really chuffed with these. They come in 3 different resistances.
And how long have you guys been going as far as business?
So we've been trading since December, so not quite a year yet. It was a bit of a lockdown thing. So we got chatting, myself and co-founder Will are both physios, and we kind of a bit fed up of kind of recommending people buy foam rollers made out of plastic that's going to go around forever. The band material is really nasty, like latex and things. So rather than carry on recommending people like that, we thought we'd have creating a more sustainable and better alternative. So it's all about better choice. That's kind of where we've come from.
And hopefully Henry's going to hook us up maybe with a few bits to try and test on the channel. And you never know, there could be a giveaway at some point as well. But we'll keep you guys informed on that. But
yeah, lovely. Thanks so much.
Best of luck with that.
Thank you.
The product looks great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we have come along to the Trevor Lee podcast. Now I've featured on Trevor's podcast a couple of times. He's a runner from Cornwall, so I thought I'd return the favour. So while we're up at the running show, he's been chatting to people on the podcast, so I thought I'd come and have a chat with you.
Well, that's very kind of you, Lloyd. Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. It's been a while.
It has.
Yeah. After all your escapades in the classic quarter.
Oh, well, it seems a long time ago now, you know. So,
Fully recovered?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
And how's everything gone here?
Yeah, it's been pretty good actually. We've been doing little snippets, 2 or 3 minutes with various people, and largely people who've never been on a podcast before. And you know what it's like with your video channel, you know, when you get people on there who've never done that before, it's very exciting for them.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
and probably quite nervous and a little bit
Yeah,
apprehensive.
I've had to steer one or two people into these chairs, and when the thing is that when they get in the chair and they start speaking, they're away.
Yeah, I was
And
the
they,
same.
and they love it. And then I say we're going to do 3 minutes, and of course they think it's just gone in a flash.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
3 minutes is rapid fire stuff.
Yeah.
We did a couple of the Fireside Chats, and I said to you earlier, that 30 minutes just disappeared, and we had a couple of people who were quite nervous about talking. Once they got in a flow, they
Absolutely,
they come out buzzing, full of energy.
Yeah, well it does, so good for them.
And how's the podcast going in general?
Well, surprisingly well. Now, nowhere near the number of subscribers that
Surprisingly
you've got for your video channel, but when I look at the downloads and compare it to my business one, sometimes it exceeds the business one.
That's fantastic.
And I'm thinking, this isn't the plan, It's like, because, it was, as you well know, it was all designed to help me do the Classic Quarter in May 2021.
Which you were successful at.
And then I've kept it going, and we're now, we're over 100 episodes now.
Yeah, that's good.
So it is good fun, and what's great is when people actually say they've heard of it.
I totally agree. When we first started the channel, and if someone goes, you're from that, I was like, wow, people are actually watching.
I know.
So it's always good, isn't it? It always gives you a bit of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So all good, thank you.
Yeah, good. And as far as running plans in the future, have you got any? So this is the most organised runner I've ever met. When he did the Classic Quarter, it was like a military operation.
Well, my head of crew is over there, sitting in the corner out of the camera range.
Hiding in the corner out of the camera.
Yeah.
Literally every aspect of the race he'd analysed and got it down on a plan of some description. There was no way he was going to fail with that. I mean, the organisation was incredible.
Well, I have to give my head of crew a lot of credit for that. Yeah. But yes, I have got a plan. So in January this year, 2022, I was ticking people off as they came into the Arc 100 at Penzance.
Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah, I was there. And then I crewed the next day for someone on the 50.
Okay.
And decided there and then, this is my next challenge.
Fantastic.
So I'm going for it 2024, which is getting ever closer.
Yeah. You've got plenty of time to get ready.
So I have started the planning of it.
See?
And
he said 2024, and he's already started.
But the thing is, I'm going to be so old by then. It's just going to be crazy.
There's plenty of life left in you.
No, that's what I'm going for. Arc 50 2024. You heard it here first.
Yes, and that's on tape now. There's no going back, mate. We'll be expecting that Arc 50 finish or else. So we did a video recently on our top tips with Steve White for ultra running, and one of them was preparation and planning.
Oh, there you go.
You've definitely got that.
Well, if it's good enough for the pirate, it's good enough for me, obviously. So there we go.
And it's great that you're in Cornwall. You'll be able to get out on the route. You can run it, practice it. You probably know a lot of it already.
Well, I saw your video, as I mentioned earlier, the Zena loop you did.
Yes.
So that's part of the course.
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow your loop. And I'm doing the Bisviken last event, Classic Jack in beginning of March, end of February, whenever that is.
Great preparation.
I think I'm told that's the toughest third of the course.
The toughest section. From Cape Cornwall to St Ives.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's okay.
So I'm going to take that on and hopefully do better than I did in 2020 or whenever it lasts.
So while we were on, where can people listen, or how can people listen to your podcast?
Well, the Running 44 at 60 podcast is on all the usual podcast channels: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all of those. So they can download it there, and if they do like it, then as you say, hit the subscribe button, because then you get
good stuff.
You get it.
Support the podcast. You cover lots of topics, and you speak to lots of local Cornish runners. You get into lots of training, preparing for races, all kinds of stuff.
And if anybody wants to come on, because what I'm trying to do is encourage people. A lot of my guests in the running podcast are new to the podcast world. On the business one, you get all these people from the States who are regular podcasters. But the running one, I'd like to think I've introduced a lot of people to being on a podcast for the first time ever.
Yeah, definitely.
So
which is great.
Great. So any viewers of this, they want to come on and make their podcast debut, talk about their running adventure in 2020.
Definitely get involved.
Yep.
Get in touch with Trevor and get involved in the podcast.
Brilliant.
It's really good. Lovely guy to chat to. I've been on the podcast, like I said, a couple of times, and we always have good fun, good chat. So
great stuff.
Good to see you again, mate.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Awesome. Okay, as the sun sets in Bristol, the show is sort of starting to wrap down now. Been awesome to come up. Obviously the first time it's been put on, but great venue, stunning grounds here at Ashton Court. We were planning on getting out on some of the guided runs, but time's kind of caught up on us. But great to have a chat with Tracy, great to see Trevor Lee and chat to him about his podcast. Bumping into Stephen Cousins is always good value. It's always good to catch up with him. And again, we spoke to some of the exhibitors as well and saw some really sort of innovative new products to the market as well. But really hope you enjoyed coming round the show with us. If you did, you know what to do, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Only takes a second to do and it is completely free, but it really does help the channel out. We got lots of great content planned over the coming weeks, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But as always, stay safe, keep on running. I nearly tripped up the steps then.